Another very much transformational story that comes to my mind is when I met Swami Mukundanand about 17 years back. And that, if I remember correctly, was Swami Mukundanand's first visit to Singapore. I hadn't known about him. When I heard his lectures in English at Sivan Temple, it was absolutely transformational. I hadn't heard anything like that, though I had been pursuing spirituality for about 8 9 years. But then I hadn't got an answer to so many questions that I had. So after Swami Mukundanand completed his lectures, a week-long lecture at Sivam Temple, then he started giving a Hindi lecture at Lakshmi Narayan Temple in Singapore. And the first lecture was on a Sunday morning, and I was a little bit late. But when I entered the temple and sat down, Swami Mukundanand was narrating this story. And this story related to a fisherman who would wake up every morning and go to the river to catch fish. And on this particular morning, he got up early. And it was too late to go back to sleep, too early to go out for the fishing because it's still very dark. Nevertheless, he got ready and proceeded to the river to catch the fish. And he reached the bank of the river, but it was still absolutely dark. He cannot see things clearly. So what he decided, he sat down at the chosen place where he would fish, throw his nets. But then it was still very dark, so he waited for the sunrise to take place. And while he was sitting on a rock, his feet were in the water. And then he realized that his feet were touching a bag. It appeared like a sack, it appeared like a bag full of some heavy objects. So he felt it and he lifted it, and it was a gunny sack, it was a bag, and he realized that there are stones in this bag. So he started picking up those stones. He would take out one stone and throw deep into the water. So he took out the first stone and threw it with all his might deep into the water. And in the still of the early morning, where the sunrise had not taken place, he would get this very beautiful splashing sound. And he would feel very good about it. So he would take out the second, the third, the fourth. And that's how he started waiting for the sunrise to break in. And now he had thrown 39 stones, and only one stone was left. And the one stone, the last stone, was in his hand when the light has sufficiently broken out, and he sees that in his hand is a piece of diamond. It is not a stone which he thought it was. It was a large diamond in his hand, and he realized one diamond is so precious. But then he has thrown 39 of them, and he felt that what a waste. And then Swami Mukundanand comes to the point. He says that our human life is also so precious. Our human life is also so precious, but then we are unknowingly, ignorantly wasting it by not realizing the true meaning of our human life. But then he says that at least This fisherman was lucky. At least he got one diamond in his hands. And most of us are so unfortunate that we waste our entire life without making any efforts to understand who we are, what is the purpose of our life. And then he came to the point that our human life is the greatest gift of God. The human life is given to us to achieve God, to achieve the supreme bliss, to achieve the supreme peace, to achieve everything else that is there to achieve. Because we falsely identify ourselves with the body. You ask somebody, who are you? And pat comes the reply, I am Ramesh. And then you tell him, sir, I am not asking about your name. The name was given to you, but who you are? Okay, I am a doctor. Sir, again you are telling me about your profession, but we are asking you, who are you? If you had studied engineering and if you were an engineer, would you be a different person? No. So, who are you? And if you analyze the question, who are you? The only answer that you get, we are the soul, which is the ansh of God. Mame vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. This is what we learn from Bhagavad Gita chapter 15. Ishwar ansh jiva avinashi. This is what we learn from Ramayana. We are the part of God. That is called the ansha. We are the ansh of God. Like the wave is an ansh, is a part of the ocean. Like the sun rays are the part of the sun, the ansh of the sun. Similarly, we are not the body, we are the soul. And the soul is the part of God. And what is God? God is called Sat Chit Anand. He is the ocean of knowledge. He is the ocean of bliss. And He is eternal. So the nature of our soul is also eternal. Our soul is eternal. But then we are deprived of the full knowledge and we are deprived of the full bliss because we are surrendered to Maya. And Maya is also God's energy. So what Swami Mukundanand is telling in this story, that this precious gift of human life, we shouldn't waste by pursuing the material objects. At the same time, he told us very clearly that the world is not to be discarded. He says in Hindi, Sansar ka upyog karo, upbhog na karo. The world is there to use it for our welfare. What we do, we forget what is there in our welfare, what is there for our welfare. And we ignore that and blindly follow the world, pursue the world. And the end result is we don't get what we want. Our soul doesn't get the contentment, the bliss, the peace that it wants. That contentment, that bliss, that peace is only available with God. That's the real meaning of this story, which I remember so vividly. And I'm so thankful to him to share this beautiful story, a simple story about this fisherman who goes to the river bank to fish, and he picks up this bag. He thinks that these are all stones, but actually these are diamonds. So, how to get that bliss and the peace? The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manushmar yudhyacha. The real element is the mind. Our mind is the thought generating machine. But if we attach this mind to the world and forget the God, the Supreme, then we will never be able to achieve what we intuitively want, what our soul aspires. Whereas, as Sri Krishna preaches Arjun that continue to do your fight, fight with all your might, with all your power, but don't for a moment forget the Supreme Almighty, the Supreme Power. And that Supreme Almighty, that Supreme Power is Sri Krishna, who is preaching to him the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. But then God has three forms. In the form of Brahma, He is there everywhere, invisible, but He is there in every atom of the universe. In the form of Paramatma, He is seated in our heart. He is seated in the heart of all living beings. And in the form of Ram, Krishna, Parshuram, Narsimha, Vara, Meen, Kachap, He comes in a form to enact Leelas which are useful for us to overcome the challenges of the material life and achieve God, which is the reason, which is the purpose of our human life. And that is the message we should derive from this story, and we should remember. I like this story a lot. This story was transformational for me. I am a student of Bhagavad Gita. I am reading from Sri Mukundanand's The Song of God, Bhagavad Gita, and I thought I will share a couple of nuggets from what I am learning. Hope you like this story as much as I did. Thank you so much.